Hey guys, my name is Mark. I am CTO of Gen3, and I have some very exciting announcement from Vercel to share to you. And it is active CPU pricing for fluid compute, and I'm very excited for this change um, because it is, I believe, a massive game changer for our products here at Gen3, and especially for aigent.run and the terminal that we are currently building and will release sometime soon. Um, okay, first, I just want to make a quick history lesson of how we got here. So previously, you would need to operate your own servers. Um, when you want to host like a web app or any service that you wanted to deliver over the internet, you would need servers for that. That means you would have to pay 24/7 for those servers, even if they were doing nothing. The response to that was classic serverless. So it has like a wall clock CPU billing. Um, it means that you only have to pay for what you use, but that means that if your code does something that waits on another thing, you would have to pay for all of that. And it is it only runs your code. So that means that that lambda, or that piece of infrastructure that is assigned to you, um, only your code runs on it. And then the next step in that process, which gave our products at Gen3 lots of like savings in terms of compute costs, was fluid compute. Um, it just means that we could share the infrastructure with other pieces of code, and that just made our CPUs, our compute costs a little bit lower. But still, the problem there was that the idle CPU was still metered. So even if our code or our function wasn't doing anything, just waiting on something else from another service, it would still have been charged. So the reason why I'm so excited about this latest development is that the active CPU pricing is only charge. The meter is only running when instructions execute. So um, yeah, let's take a step back to for me to share with you like one of the pain points that we experience at Gen3. So for example, we could not run blockchain transactions, especially like XRP ledger transactions, on Vercel, because while we waited for for the transaction to be final and validated, we would have to pay for those seconds. Like even on the XRPL, which is really fast, it just takes like 3 to 5 seconds for a transaction to validate. We would still have to pay for those 3 to 5 seconds that we wait on the XRPL. So that was one of the reasons why we couldn't do transactions on Vercel, and had to like provision our own um, AWS box or another server, especially on like something like Hetzner. So yeah, while we waited on blockchain transactions, we were fully charged for those CPU transactions on Vercel. Um, the other scenario, which really was a pain point for me, especially when we were building aigent.run and aigent.run terminal, is that um, whenever we do AI inferences, it takes such a long time for the models to return. The bigger the longer your messages are, the more context you provide, the longer it takes um, for the LLMs to send us back a result. Um, if we wait for the full result, it usually takes at minimum like 20 to 25 seconds for the result to come back to us. So, for example, our code on Vercel, we would run an inference there. That will wait for 20 to 30 seconds. And yeah, if you don't configure your Vercel functions to run that long, it would actually error out because like their maximum duration by default is just 30 seconds. We somehow mitigated that cost using token streaming and SSE. Um, the latency is better, so we no longer wait for the full generated text to come back from the LLM. What we do is that we just stream it as it comes along, and then display it on the browser and on the aigent.run terminal. It's a little bit better, but it's still there is that 20 to 30 second um, idle just waiting there for data to come in that we would have to eat. Which is why I think this active CPU pricing uh, is such a massive game changer for us. Yeah, for example, on an agent.run inference, um, let's just say it takes 30 seconds. Previously, we would have to have been billed the whole 30 seconds. With active CPU pricing, it's now down to like 120 milliseconds. It's just orders of magnitude cheaper. Same thing with like XRP ledger transaction submissions. 5 second wait, 5 seconds of unused idle CPU build to us, and now it's just like under 200 milliseconds. Uh, so yeah, I think that yeah, this is why like I it's hard for me to like overstress um how big of a deal this is. And yeah, this is such a big game changer, especially on agent.run. That means that we can use more context. The messages can be longer. The the agent tasks can be more complex. Uh, just because we are not limited by CPU duration. That means everything can be simpler. That means that we can just deploy everything on Vercel. Uh, Super easy. We do not have to run our own servers. We do not have to pay for DevOps. So yeah, basically this is just like a super godsend because when this came out like a few days ago, it just blew me away. And yeah, I even like wanted to put out this video right then and there. Just unfortunate that I was too busy to do it. But yeah, I just had to make a video on this. And yeah, I'm really happy that I got to share this video with you guys. And yeah, I hope to make more of these technical videos for you guys, and just share what all of the good stuff, the cool stuff, and the state of the art tech that we're trying to build here uh, at Gen3. Thank you guys for watching.